Hey, how's it going? Back to do something. Mostly just show a few records, and whatnot. Had a bit of back pain, like strange, unusual back pain earlier this week, so that kind of threw me off schedule. Whatever. Probably should just go. It doesn't hurt anymore, but probably should go seek professional help. So this is probably a skippable episode, but nothing super crazy here. I'm just gonna show, I guess, 8 records, and then we're gonna move on, move on with our lives. Yeah, so I'm starting with another one of those Tone Poet reissue things. This is Lee Morgan Cora. This came out maybe 2 weeks ago. You know the drill, it's the same thing. Really great. Sounds good, looks good. I actually have a Blue Note 75. They did that they reissued this in that series also whenever, 4 years ago or whatever. And so what I was going to do is I was going to play a sample of both. Interestingly, the Blue Note 75 edition that I have of this, straight from the fact it was not used, straight from whatever, from sealed, has a skip. So I was going to play a sound clip. I would have found it funny. I was going to play a sound clip from this, and then, the sound clip, I was going to line them up, and the one was going to skip and the one wasn't. I was going to ask you to identify which one it was. But you can't. These are all, this stuff is blocked by YouTube or by whoever owns this stuff. So I don't really need to say much about it. I've had that on CD since the 90s. I have the Music Matters of that release of Sidewinder, which I think sounds really good. That was recorded in 65, released in 67. 65, that was the year that my Minnesota Twins lost to the Los Angeles Dodgers, the World Series, It seems like just yesterday. Next, I don't know why I bought this. This is the replacements, Don't Tell a Soul. US original, still in shrink as you can see it. It's like an upgrade. The vinyl is nearly flawless, and it is in shrink. It's not perfect, but it is in shrink. It's kind of cool, I guess, to some people. I really want to take the shrink off. But maybe, I guess I'll leave it on. 1989 has the original inner sleeve. Still in there. And it's in nice shape. I figure, what the hell? It's the replacements, Don't Tell a Soul. Did I say that? Don't Tell a Soul. You already knew that, though. And now we'll go a little bit crazier now. I found this. This is in like the clearance bin. This is a 2015 reissue of an album that was originally released in 1994 on Sub Pop Records. It has a different cover. It's Red Red Meat, Jimmy Wine Majestic. It's kind of dirty, blues-influenced indie rock from the Chicago area. This is their second LP. I can't remember if I've even heard their first LP. I think I saw them open on Liz Phair's first US tour, and I think that's where they came to my attention. I don't think I knew them before that. Later releases I think they have 2 more releases after this, slightly different sound. Members of this band would go on to form Caliphone, if you know that band Caliphone. And I was going to play this song, Smoky Mountain Double Dip, but inexplicably this is blocked in, I think, more countries than there are in the world. So maybe I will leave a link to it's like a music video. And listening to it now, this is a clearance bin. It's like half off. And it's not in bad shape considering it's been sitting in the store for 4 years. Yeah. It's kind of, like I say, some of the songs are slower, but some of them are like heavier, bluesy, rock and roll stuff. I don't know. It has this insert that came with it. It's good sound. It's on Jealous Butcher Records, the reissue is. I think they reissued all of they reissued that and the 2 following. One of them is called Bunny Got Paid. Bunny Gets Paid. Yeah. Anyway, they only had that one. If they had the other ones also, I probably would have got that too. But this is another one. I just had to buy it when I saw it because you just don't see this kind of thing. This is from 1999 on March Records. This is Kleenex Girl Wonder. That is the artist. He is named Graham Smith. The album is Pony Oak. It's also from the Chicago area. Or he was originally from the Chicago area. Now I remember this as I think that what they were saying was that he recorded this in his dorm room. He was really young at the time. He had stuff out before this, but at the time of this, he was still very young. But I'm not sure if that's completely true. Everything on here is him. So it's, on the sleeve it says all songs written by Graham Smith, all instruments played by Graham Smith, played, recorded, mixed, and engineered by Graham Smith, and that says the thank you is to Graham Smith. And, it's got a song in here called Graham Smith is the Strongest Man Alive. So he's kind of maybe an egomaniac. So this isn't in the best condition, but this is just not going to run into this in the store very often. It's a double LP. It's long. Think lo-fi, indie rock, indie pop, along the lines of maybe something like Guided by Voices. It's, catchy, hooky lo-fi pop. Some of it is heavy, some of it is not. This is probably in my top 100 albums of 1999, I would say. I think it would be in there. So anyway, Graham Smith, or Kleenex Girl Wonder, Pony Oak, from 1999.
Tell me why am I feeling like this? Soon enough I'll be gone and I'll say that I'm sorry I gave you that kiss, 'cause I knew I would take it away. So as you struggle I can hold your hand, but when you wonder where I am on New Year's Eve when you kiss someone new, there's not much more I can say to you, because everything's been said before.
is a new release. I think it came out 2 weeks ago. It's kind of experimental rock, maybe math rock, something like that. Band is from London. This is their debut LP called Black Midi. The album is Schlagenheim. At least that's how I'm going to say it. Gatefold sleeve, single LP. The original, or the inner looks like. This is kind of what it sounds like. Kind of reminds me of some stuff from the 90s. There's a lot of hype with this. Some places I hear bands like Polvo, things on like Touch and Go records from in the 90s. Try to play something from this. It is it's good. It's not like it's super groundbreaking, but it's cool, and there's not a ton of stuff like this right now. So yeah, this is the Shrink, has this orange Schlagenheim. I'm saying it's Schlagenheim sticker. Comes on black vinyl. Delicious black vinyl. That has kind of the same stuff that was on the inner sleeve. And has the thing where I love, where it's kind of hard to see what's side one and side two. That's always awesome. Now something a bit different. This is the third LP from this artist. She's from New Zealand. I guess she lives in Wales now. It's kind of folk. I'm gonna call it indie folk or something. It's kind of hard to put a label on, but it's this Aldous Harding. The name of the album is Designer. It's her there. This is on 4AD here in the States. James Buttery showed this. This is on, he's in New Zealand. His is on Flying Nun, so it's on Flying Nun in New Zealand at least. Maybe other places too. He showed it, speak highly of it. I had heard a couple songs before getting this. I think this is really good. He kind of started to compare it to like Kate Bush and then kind of backtracked from that, saying it's kind of unfair. You can kind of hear what he's talking about in certain places on here for sure. Like I can see, if you like Kate Bush, this is worth checking out. Music videos are almost, they're very peculiar. She can change her voice, like where she sounds like it sounds almost like a different person at some points. But I like this so much, I want to go back and check out the album Pull Out Party and re-listen to that. So I like this one. Was quite taken with quickly. Anyway, Aldous Harding, Designer. So I talked about this documentary that I saw on Amazon Prime. I'm not sure if it was still available, like included with Prime, or if you have to pay to watch it now. That Teenage Superstars documentary about the Glasgow scene in the late 80s, early 90s. But, you know, there's a lot on the Vaselines, Pastels, Jesus and Mary Chain that I mentioned before, and also Teenage Fanclub. And so that prompted me to listen to this. This is their first album from 1990, Catholic Education. This is a reissue from maybe 2010. A lot of people don't really talk about this one. It's not super good album. It's kind of uneven. Ramshackle He's probably best known for the song Everything Flows, which has been covered by a lot of artists. Velvet Crush, Red Cross. There's a bunch of them actually. So yeah, this is their debut LP. After this, shortly after this, they released an album called The King. That's their second LP, which is that I've only ever had on CD and is probably not essential. I think they were trying to get out of their contract so that they could go on and immediately do Bandwagon-esque, which was a major label release. So that has like covers, and it's probably just not very good. Like I say, this isn't super great, and I haven't listened to it in a long time. And I like enough of it. There's maybe 4 or 5 songs that I really like a lot. This is, I will say, not a great sounding reissue.
Don't change, or I don't know you should change it. I think about it every day, but only for a little while. That feeling, I'll never know.
Just one more from another one from the collection, like the last one. This one not something I recently got, but it's this is a 1998 album from the band Pulp. This is their 6th studio LP. It's called This Is Hardcore. This is a reissue from a few years back. It has it's a double LP. The second side of the second LP is all bonus material. Your sleeves. Remember when this came out, one of my friends said it should be called This Isn't Hardcore. I mentioned, yeah. So this is, yeah. So 6 LP. This is the follow-up to their huge album, Different Class. So there's a lot of anticipation for this. I remember even getting the 7-inch singles. I think that preceded the album, maybe for Help the Aged, if I'm remembering correctly, and the CD single. So I was one of those people. I still really like this. I hadn't listened to this in its entirety in quite a while also. Reissue sounds decent. It sounds better certainly than that Teenage Fanclub reissue, although it's okay. Anyway, Pulp, This Is Hardcore. Can't play any tracks. It's blocked in one less country than the Lee Morgan that I started with. So I guess I might leave a link to a couple things. Chances are you probably know that. If you're interested, and if you're not, you don't want to hear it anyway. So 4th of July week, that's pretty exciting for people here in the United States. You know, time off of work and whatever. It's in the middle, kind of midweek, so a lot of people have this whole week off, I think. I do not. But I might come back in the middle of the week with something. Can I take the taste of this one out of your mouth? Thanks a lot for stopping by. It's always a pleasure. Hope you have a great day, week, whatever. Take care.